Hi, welcome back everybody. This is the Computer Guy Reviews. We are going to be reviewing the TP-Link whole home Powerline Mesh Wi-Fi system. Wow, that's a mouthful. Let's jump into the review here. So some of the things I want to talk about, setup, Wi-Fi and mesh, Powerline features. I want to also talk about range and then some other added features that this has. So let's talk about setup. So this was actually really easy to set up. It comes with an app. Apparently that's what a lot of these are using now, is using mobile apps. I've used my smartphone. I would probably recommend using a smartphone just in case. Installing it, like I said, installing it is easy. When you go through it the first time, it kind of registers your personal device. Again, that's probably why it's better to use a smart device or smartphone. Registers your device as the main user to setting up any extra features and stuff that you need to change down the line. It knows that your device is registered to do that. You can go in afterwards and add more people to it. So if you need your wife or brother or whoever, dog, if your dog's got a smartphone, whatever. But yeah, it has some light indicators to let you know certain things. The Wi-Fi is rated as an AC 1200. The two bands adding up give you about 1200 megabytes per second. That's generally what that goes by. And then as far as the mesh goes, for the area that I tested it in, was a little hard to see if the mesh was working okay, but this also has a Powerline feature, so it was kind of hard to test whether it was just the mesh or if it was both. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the Powerline features. So basically, for those that don't know, Powerline uses your electricity in the house to basically run data through. So if you have older wiring, if it's an older house you don't know, you might run across some problems. The testing area we did, I had unknown electricity, so I don't know the age of the electricity, but it did really well. It did really well. It did what it was rated for, and this one is rated for AV1000, so similar to the AC1200. AV1000 is the full 1000 megabits that it's running at, and that's, like I said, using your power that you have in your house. The advantage of something like that is, and the main purpose of why I purchased this to do the testing, was the walls and stuff we had. There's weird corners and certain things that are protruding, narrow hallways and stuff. It just seemed like to use a device, either very good capability of broadcasting or just a single device that's trying to broadcast down ways, it just seemed like most of those were just bouncing off the walls of where it was at. And it was very hard to go down the hallway or even into another room. It just seemed like it was bouncing everywhere. It really wasn't beam forming, and even a few devices that I had that had like beam forming, so I could direct it down the hallway. As soon as you would close the door, you're pretty much bouncing it right back at the device. So anything on the other side of the door wasn't doing very well. So again, got this because we could plug it into the wall and actually set one of them in that room, so we don't have to worry about one device trying to go down the hallway into another area. We've already got one plugged into the power line, and it's a gigabit running to that device now. So it's basically getting full data right to it and broadcasting out in that room. So pretty much little to no issue in that area. So now we're going to talk a little bit about range. This one is rated for, on the box, it has it nice little screen there that it's for four. It says 4 to 6 rooms. It's rated for 6,000 square feet. I don't know, the area we were testing in was just a little over 1,000 square feet, and it did well. I was full bars the entire time, so I would think that there's probably little to no issue with it hitting close to 6,000, and with it also using the power line, you could put this outside of like I was talking about before, pretty much when you close that door, there's no signal coming from the rest of them. So with them trying to communicate with each other to mesh, they're not going to do that. So using the power line, it's going to send the data through the electricity in the house, so that it can feed those other devices. So you can literally put these outside of those ranges of, even the weakest signal, and you're still going to get very good coverage of a home. So like I said, their little picture there, I'm pretty confident it'll hit that. All right, so some other features, like many mesh Wi-Fi's devices do offer fast roaming. So I talked a little bit about that before with the mesh, that basically when you're trying to move around in the space that they're broadcasting, this has what they call fast roaming. So there's pretty much little to no cutoff point when you're moving between devices. Like I said, the only time I would probably see that is if I lost signal and then immediately picked it back up. But for my testing purposes, I didn't come across any of that. The kit comes with 3, if you can see on the picture again, there are 3 of them in this kit. And if you wanted to buy another kit and add that with it, or they do sell these individually, you could do that. You could add more to it. I believe TP-Link on their website, I don't think I saw it on the box or in the instructions, but on their website, I believe they said that they link up to unlimited. So they don't have a cap on how many devices you can do this. So if a small business or a small warehouse wanted to use something like this, probably wouldn't be out of the realm of it. For a small business, if your small business looks like this, has multi levels and stuff like that, I would say definitely pick this up, because you can easily set it on the desk. And the nice thing about these also, I didn't even put it in my notes there, is that these actually have 2 ports. So, and similar to some of the other products that I've seen, it doesn't matter which one you take from the kit. Whichever one you put in and plug internet into, that's the one that sets up as the router. That's it. And like I said, it doesn't matter which one you plug in. I don't think it matters which one. It just has a 1 and a 2 on it. I don't believe it matters which one is which one, as long as you have the internet feeding into it, and then the other one is internet feeding out. But what I was going to mention is a nice feature is that you can use these, since they have Powerline, you can plug them directly into the wall. You can actually plug a phone system off of it. You could plug your computer right off of it, which I've done several times. That's a pretty nice feature that they don't even put on their box. One of the other things that I also see, that I'm looking at the box at it, is this one actually, most other ones don't, they actually come with a 2-year warranty. Totally forgot about that in my notes, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and recap. So, easy setup. Mobile device, like I said, I would suggest using a smartphone for this. Wi-Fi speeds are good. They're pretty good for AC 1200. There's some that are AC 1900s and 3600s and stuff like that. And it's generally because they're pumping out more for the 2.4, or they're splitting up 2.4 to like give 300 and 300, but they say it's for 600, so they give more numbers and stuff. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. For this particular device, it does really good, and I think those speeds are pretty good for most people. It also features the Powerline and Mesh, which, like I said, is really nice, because this way, if the device, if you must plug it into something else, like a surge protector or something like that, or you can't directly plug into the wall, I'm pretty sure I didn't do any testing with that because I really wanted to test the power line out, but again, it does have a mesh feature, so it should still pick up on and mesh with it. You're going to probably get some of the limitations that range extenders and stuff have, so be wary of that. I guess the last point of my recap is expandability. So we talked a little bit about that you can pretty much buy the kit, you can buy just one for right now. I would still recommend for most people probably just getting the kit. even if you don't use them all, it may be something kind of nice. That's something that you may not think about, is if you're out in your garage and the garage is separated, but you still got power out there, put it out there. Put it out there. Like I said, it's going to use Powerline in there, set it up in the garage, and there you go. You got internet out there. You don't have to worry about Spotify, Pandora, or any of that stuff dropping out while you're trying to do work out there. So if I were to give this product a review, I would give it a 5 out of 5 for sure. I didn't have any problems with firmware stuff. It did have a few updates here and there, but all that stuff went smoothly, very low impacting on the device. So basically it did its update while still having internet. It did a quick reboot, was back up probably within a few minutes. So very low impacting, and I like that. I'm going to put links to this device, this particular kit, in the description below. Definitely don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as that bell. That bell's going to let you know that I've posted up new videos. I hope you guys found this informative, and thanks for watching.